It's a very warm evening to you, morning or afternoon, depending where you are across the world watching this one tonight. And we're all listening to us tonight. And we're spurning and I'm getting you through Georgia against Portugal in Group F of Euro 2024. The final group stage matches taking place this evening. And we've got this brilliant game coming up for you between Georgia and Portugal, which will guide you through the action very, very shortly. Alongside me is Jack Essen, and I'll fetch him in very, very shortly this evening. Should be a really good game, this one tonight. Portugal already through to the knockout stages. It's a straight shootout between Georgia, Czech Republic and Turkey to see who join them in the next round. We know that Portugal have already won the group as well, so who will come through in second with them in the knockout stages. Earlier on today, we saw the conclusion of Group E in Euro 2024, and I can tell you that which three of the teams have gone through in the competition and which side has gone out. And the team that's gone out, I would have to say, has shocked me with the team that's been eliminated today. So in Group E, the results from earlier: Slovakia 1, Romania 1, Ukraine 0, Belgium 0, which sees Romania and Belgium go through in as winners and second respectively. Romania top the group, Belgium in second. Slovakia finished third and qualify. Ukraine are out of the competition despite having 4 points in the tournament. In this group that we're covering tonight, as I said, Portugal already through 6 points from 2 matches. Turkey sits in second on 3 points. Czech Republic are in third on 1 point. And bottom of the group is Georgia. Where can Georgia surprise a shock and get through against Portugal? Cristiano Ronaldo and his side, Roberto Martinez's men, through as group winners with 9 out of 9. We'll wait and see with that one, and we'll give you the 2 lineups shortly as well. We're almost ready to go for this game. We'll give you the team news any second now, as we'll bring you the match very, very shortly from the arena of Schalke in Gelsenkirchen, where England's round of 16 game at the weekend will take place out there on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock. We'll keep you bang up to date with the other game in this group, and we'll look at the 2 sides then. Starting off with Georgia Mamardashvili in goal. It's a back 5 for them. Akrad Bizak, Brzezinski, and it's Kashia, the Travers there, and Davila, Galchek, Kloshek, Kan, Kvishevili, along, and then up in attack, you've got the number 22, Georges Mikasuska, and Kisha Kishvechlia. As for Portugal, then they will line up with Diego Costa in goal. Then it's Antonio Silva, Danilo, and Gonzalez, Instansao, Diego Dello, Yao Neves, Yao Polina, Pedro Neto in midfield. Conceição is behind Ronaldo and Yao Felix. We're spinning with you, guide you through this action alongside Jack Essen. It's a clear night, temperature of around 29 degrees, and humidity is 45%. 45 degrees. Percent there. So we're looking forward to this game. Switzerland, Sandro Shaw for the referee, and we're off, and we're about to get underway very shortly in what's going to be a very, very big game in this group. And we'll have Jack with us in just a moment or two, ready for kick-off as we're almost set to go then. And we'll just fetch you in now, in fact. And Jack, big game for this one. What are you expecting from the game tonight?
It's really, I feel like it is slightly unpredictable in the sense of obviously Portugal are already through. Very good evening to you, by the way, Ross. I think it's going to be a really good game of football. But Georgia, with that fight that they really need to try and get a win today to progress into the next round. Portugal already through. They could be in for a shock here.
Yes, absolutely, Jack. Really should be a good game, this one tonight, and is one that I'm looking forward to as we now get underway then in this game as Portugal get us off and underway in this match today as they ball coming forward first. Surely we're looking towards Cristiano Ronaldo, and they're to run by George, and George will try and come away with possession. But Cristiano Ronaldo has got the ball back for Portugal, and he's charging towards this left-hand side. Tries to keep the ball, and a wonderful bit of skill there from the number 25 of Portugal there, which was Pedro Neto of the Wolverhampton Wanderers man. He gets into Yao Felix, who drops it back to Danilo, who keeps out of possession here. Remains Georgia 0, Portugal 0, just underway in this first half, and Portugal just knocking the ball around well. There's Danilo across there to Silva. Antonio Silva it is out there. And what can he do? He gets the ball forward. He's being played back to him there by Yao Neves. And this is back with Diego Costa. And you would have thought that the Portugal already through, they've probably made a few more changes than what they had, but continuity is probably the key for Roberto Martinez's side, and seeing now and just changing up a few things on many changes, if any, from the last few matches from Portugal. As Antonio Silva just keeps all the possession, and here come Portugal again on the front foot early on in this game. Almost a minute and a half gone, and he remains 0-0. But that's a poor pass, and Georgia on the counter-attack and coming through. Let's feel it inside the penalty. Shot! And it's a goal!
Oh.
Georgia take the lead! Give us clear! And what a start to this game in Portugal! Oh, look, Lennon, we're already through. Oh, man, we've already qualified and not taking this game seriously. And inside 90 seconds, it's Georgia who'll take the lead.
Well, he's been quiet in the opening two games of the tournament so far, the main man Kvaratskhelia of Napoli. But yeah, that is a beautiful finish, showing just exactly what he can do. The Napoli fans call him Kvaradona, and that was a Maradona-esque finish there. Drilled into the bottom left-hand corner. A beautiful run. You have to say slack defending from Portugal. They did start quite slack there. A good press initially from Georgia to try and force the error. Yeah, lovely finish from Kvaratskhelia. He's finally turned up at this tournament after quiet opening two games.
Yes, what a start. And Georgia, 2 minutes on the clock, and they've already took the lead by a goal to nil. And that will put them into third place right now. And Georgia could be potentially going through as one of the third place teams in the tournament. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case, whether they will go through in this game. And as it stands, with the other score 0-0 between Turkey and Czech Republic in their game, Georgia will be finishing third and Czech Republic finishing bottom of the group. But what a shocking start, as Portugal will try and get back into this game, as João Felix will look to try and emulate the skills that they've done in the opening two matches, which has seen them get 6 points so far. But Portugal don't like it when the opposition presses against them, and Kvaratskhelia there with a well-taken goal. And it must say, yes, Portugal have had a lot of possession, but great press, like Jack said, and a fantastic start by Georgia to give their chances of qualifying alive. And here they come now. Portugal crossed in deep from Pedro Neto, too deep, in fact, out of play for a Georgia throw. But this is what Willy Sagnol would have wanted, Jack, from his side early on.
Yeah, of course. I think really it did hinge on how Georgia would respond in the opening of the game. I think if Portugal had got a good spell of possession, dominated the early stages, got an early goal, it could have been a bad night for Georgia. But that early goal and the fact that for Portugal, they really don't need to put their foot on the gas this game. They're already through. They perhaps don't want to risk any potential injuries, any potential yellow or red cards going into the next round. So you wouldn't expect them to try and put their foot on the gas. But at the same time, they want to make a statement. And you would think as well they'd want to make a statement. 9 points out of what is a fairly tough group would have been fairly impressive for them. Still early stages though, however.
Yes, still early stages, and Portugal on possession over on that far side. Diego Dallo just dropping the ball back, and he's now with João Palhinha, who can control and dictate the position. How wide it goes on to the right-hand side where Francais Conceição gets there, crossing towards Cristiano Ronaldo, but just headed away there by the number 15, Georgia Krivitsky, who can get the ball away for Georgia again. And this is good defending from Georgia early on as Portugal have got possession back at the back. Cow, and this is a good bit of play this from Portugal, just keeping possession, but they're not really doing much to aid the Georgia backline at this moment in time. 5 minutes gone here, Georgia 1, Portugal 0. If you're just joining us, Kvaratskhlia with the goal, the Napoli man who, as Jack said, really good, impressive season with Napoli. He's finally took his form from Napoli into this tournament in this final group game, which may not be enough to see Georgia through. However, if they could beat Portugal and still bow out, that'll probably be giving them something that they'd be to be proud of from this tournament. It is João Felix. Out wide to Pedro Neto, cuts in field. Good bit of play to Paulinho, switches the play, looking for Diego Dallo out there, and also to Aldo Conceição, and it's out for a throw. Roberto Martinez scratching his head already, and looking on to see what he can change here for Portugal as they lead their trail by a goal to 0, which was a shocking start to the game. And we'll keep you up to date with the other game between Czech Republic and Turkey tonight in the other match in Group F, as we see Portugal just trying to work an opening, but if Diego Dallo's won the ball back for them as they lost it momentarily. I went on that far side now for Conceição. Conceição into Cristiano Ronaldo, goes down, thought he was fouled. Referee says no. This Kylian just robbed of possession this time, and now he's back with Danilo, and Portugal will start again. Good response from Portugal since they went behind, Jack.
Yeah, I did half expect that Portugal, as I think they will for the remainder of the game anyway, they'll dominate possession, they'll try and probe the Georgian backline. But Georgia, to their credit, I mean, the press that really forced the goal in the opening stages, it has still been there. They are still trying to press Portugal, keep them on their backline, and Portugal struggling for answers going forward. But yeah, really good start for Georgia, and Portugal, I think, really need to get the chances going for a response.
Yes, absolutely, and they could try and do this now as Insao gets the ball out wide to Neto, back to Insao again, and drops it inside, and here's João Felix on the left-hand side, cuts in field, loses out there to the number 10, Kvaratskhlia, and he almost gave away a corner there. Good prevention there from the number 15, I think he was, Kvaratskhlia, who can get the ball down the line, and he breaks now into the path there of Danilo, who can fetch this ball forward, and Danilo just fetches it into the midfield, and there's Paulinho, who can control and anchor the midfield for Portugal, and will look to do that alongside Antonio Silva, who steps into midfield from the back 3 as Portugal with Conceição drops it back to Danilo on halfway. He comes over halfway and inside the George off, and is out on this left hand side. Neto cuts in from the left to Cristiano Ronaldo, back flick looking towards João Felix, and he can't get there, and he's now cleared away downfield. Ed's up and away there from Portugal, and he's dropped back for Georgia to clear inside to Kylian. Lost possession this time, Georgia, but they've won the ball back brilliantly there, and that's a fantastic bit of play as Lasha Divara just keeps the ball and just knocks it around well. And Georgia just looking comfortable in possession when they've got it, and looking to cause a number of problems early on in this game as Georgia just keep the ball through their number 10, Georgia Kvaratskhlia. What can he do here now? And he's back with Neto, can just control possession and drop it back to number 14 there in Sound. Here come Portugal again. Conceição can fetch it forward, he's over the top. Run for Cristiano Ronaldo in behind, but he can't get there. Ronaldo is just cleared away there. Mamadashvili, who can clear it long downfield. Good clearance there by Antonio Silva. And Portugal have it with Danilo. Coming up towards 9.5 minutes gone here, it remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. And Portugal will look to try and get back on level terms very shortly. If they can do that, and they're just keeping possession at this moment in João Neves with possession into the path there. Insao, and good control from Portugal, just controlling the tempo, which is what Roberto Martinez would have probably wanted from his side. and he would have probably been happy with the response, but he probably would have been a lot more happier had they not conceded the goal in the early exchanges. Is William from Conceição is nudged over there, is it? It'll be just a goal kick, and Ronaldo, the captain, comes across for Portugal and has a word with the referee, thinking it should have been a free kick. And Jack, your thoughts there, free kick or not?
It's a difficult one, not to rake over any old goals, but it looks quite similar to the one on Stuart Armstrong the other night in the Scotland versus Hungary game. A knee into the back. Taking a look at it again on the replay there, he's already looks like he's going to ground before there's even any kind of contact. So I wouldn't say that was a foul there.
Yeah, I don't think it was a foul either, Jack. And like you say, he was already going down there, Conceição.
Yep.
But Ronaldo, like he normally does, Jack, always appeals for decisions, even if he's one of his teammates that goes down. And that's what he's Ronaldo for, as well as his goal scoring prowess and assists that he can sometimes get as well, for not just for Portugal but for club as well, Al Nassr now. And he was like that Real Madrid, Manchester United, Porto Sporting, should I say, as well. Ronaldo, who's a brilliant talent as is. Gersh Killia. What can he do now? He's running forward and he's played into his strike corner. Mikuzuska, edge of the penalty area, still going Georgia. Can they get his second goal? Gersh Killia is in the back post, he's unmarked. If you can find him. Headed away by Pedro Neto to João Felix. And João Felix goes down and a free kick to Portugal there. But Georgia's still pressing on to Portugal here and causing a few problems. But that challenge there on João Felix, a definite free kick.
Yeah, definite free kick. And one thing I'm just noticing there is that Georgia, despite obviously being pinned in, mostly sitting back, they still look the better team going forward in the counter-attack. And again, they went forward there, and it really has been the most likely I've seen any team scoring since the goal went in. It's interesting, just that contrast. It looks like Georgia trying to hit them on the counter, being quite successful in doing so in Portugal at the moment. They can't seem to break down that really firm Georgia back line.
Yeah, it's a good bit of play here from Georgia, just keeping hold of possession and controlling it really, really well here as Georgia will look to come forward. It remains 1-0 to Georgia as they will work it out from the back through Cashier. And this is a brilliant run from the captain and stopped in his tracks in the end by João Pelinha. Well, that's a good bit of taking the game to the Portuguese there from Georgia again and looking to cause a few problems for Georgia now. As here is Neto inside to Felix, back to Insau, and now Felix again. João Felix does well to keep hold of possession for Portugal and looking for options. There comes Neto to Insau, and Insau does well to keep the ball and is now down with João Felix, who crosses in looking for Cristiano Ronaldo again, and it's cleared away. Ronaldo not happy with the service so far that he's receiving. 0-0, 1-0 Georgia lead, should I say, after that early goal in this game. And it was a shocking start, in my opinion, and I didn't expect it to be a quick start like that for Georgia in this game, as Kvaratskhelia makes it the 1-0 inside the opening 2 minutes. And it's been a good game so far between the two sides, and they're looking to cause quite a few problems if they can get on the ball and cause a few problems. It's going to be interesting to see how Portugal respond. But they've responded well so far. But here they come again, Georgia, over on that far side, and it's crossed in straight into the arms in the end there of the goalkeeper for Portugal, Diego Costa. And Georgia still causing Portugal problems down the wings at this moment in time. We'll see what Jack reckons about that in just a moment or two as we watch on in the arena Al Schalke, of Schalke from the German Bundesliga. And it remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. If you're just joining us here on the commentary up 2, JB Sports, focused on football as well. And also my very own personal Twitch channel as well tonight, RussPvernon _92 if you're tuning in. Thank you very much for doing so. If you want to get involved with us, you can do so as we watch Georgia against Portugal. It's Russ Vernon alongside his good friend Jack Essen tonight keeping you up to date on this game this evening as Portugal will look to try and get back into the game after going down after just 2 minutes through Kirash Kilia. And here is a free kick into Portugal. No Conceição went down. But it should have had a free kick. The referees brought it back in for the free kick on Conceição. The Georgia players there, including the man who committed the foul, which was the number 3 there, Lesha Diwali, was not happy with that, Jack.
No, it wasn't, and it was really poor play there from Georgia. It was all came from a hospital pass from Gavel Siani on the right-hand side, right into the middle of the Portugal midfield, and it just caused a panic, and that's how you draw a foul when you don't want to give Portugal free kicks in these kind of areas.
Yes, absolutely. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. It's Cristiano Ronaldo to land on this free kick, and Portugal will look to try and cause a few problems from this set piece, and Ronaldo will try and line up his trademark. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. If you're just tuning to us, you've got myself, Russ Vernon, alongside Jack Essen. Keep you up to date with this one as Ronaldo goes for goal. It's brilliant save by Mamardashvili, who pushes it behind for a corner.
Yeah, it wasn't troubling Mamardashvili there. I think just a little dip just to take it towards the left-hand side meant he had to try and punch out and be safe. But yeah, he's been a top keeper this tournament. Once again, an easy save for him.
Yes, easy save for him in the end there. And they're looking to cause a few problems. All Portugal now causing a few problems back, getting on the front foot. They are as the corner comes in and is just cleared away. That's a poor corner from Yao Felix, who was not, and he wasn't happy with that as a ball. It's back into the penalty area across there by the number 24, Antonio Silva. Mamardashvili just claims it long and then just clears it downfield, looking for the run of the number 22, Mika Kustera, there, who can't be on any of it in Portugal. Just try and come back forward with possession as we see Georgia trying to cause a few problems in this game, and it remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0, and they will look to cause plenty of problems in this game, not just for Portugal, but for the rest of Europe. If they can show them how to beat Portugal and Portugal already through, this could give something for the opposition fans coming in, teams coming up against Portugal later in the tournament, and how to beat them potentially if they can hold on to this, as Pedro Neto just keeps holding the ball for Portugal, and he looks to get the ball inside the penalty area, with twisting one way then the other, crossing deep, head scoping away, and he's behind for goal kicking. Header just wide there from Diego Dallo, the Manchester United man, and he can't keep his effort on target, Jack Essen.
No, I can't, and it was a relatively poor chance there for Portugal. As you mentioned, they were just about Georgia. I think there are no mugs in this tournament. Anyone who's watched them in the opening 2 games will tell you they are no mugs. They've got talent in there. They were relatively unlucky in that 3-1 loss against Turkey. They got a good draw against Czech Republic, and well, here they are now beating Portugal in the final game and on course at the moment to go through. So I think any team that gets them in the next round, if they do qualify this evening, then they should not underestimate them.
Yes, absolutely, and it's something I've been impressed with from Georgia when I've seen them this tournament. And I know you was at that game early on in the tournament, in the game against, I think it was the Czech Republic. I think you mentioned just before I went to there that he was at that game.
Turkey game. Yeah,
Turkey game and Turkey Czech Republic game. The Turkey game against Georgia, and he said they played well in that game, and you can see in this game, Jack, how well they did against Turkey, especially how well they've started against Portugal tonight as well.
Well, I mean, they're highly organised. That game against Turkey, when you actually take the goals isolated, it was 2 incredible finishes from Turkey to be able to break down the Georgian back line, and then the third goal came from Georgia trying to go for it, the goalkeeper being up, and then it was relatively easy goal for the third. So if you take it all in isolation, then they did play well in that game, almost got an equaliser in the late stages. Again, they showed it in the Czech Republic game, and they're showing it here as well, that they do have talent in this team.
They do indeed, and it's very interesting to see how well, because as Conceição is down, needing a bit of treatment here, as he was just blocked off there by the number 6 for Georgia, who's done really well against his man there. That was Kochurasvili, as a free kick is now incoming for Georgia to defend, and will try and cause a few problems in Portugal and try and get this a shot on target from me, because yet to really test Mamardashvili in the Georgian goalers. We've got Pedro Neto and Yao Felix standing over this free kick. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0 here on the contrary comes to JB Sports and Functional Football as the corner comes in and he's just gone behind off Antonio Silva. Ronaldo was in there too and he's behind for a goal kick, and this was a unlucky there and he wasn't happy there. Ronaldo wasn't happy with Antonio Silva just gaining his way and just connecting on it before he could go and end it there, Jack. And he's not very often we see Cristiano Ronaldo not being very happy.
No, he was not happy with that at all there. And to be honest, quite rightly so. It's completely stolen off him. I think he's getting the ball, no bother. It looks as well he's going to try and head it across the face of goal. He might have had the angle to the shot, but yeah, the defender getting in the way there just completely killed that chance for Portugal. He is not happy about that.
Yes, and to be honest, Jack, you can't really blame him, can you, when you see a chance like that and he's about to go in the back of the net and he just has and he sees it get taken off him, and you can understand why he's not very happy with that.
It's just complete lack of communication there from Portugal. You know, someone's got to be shouting, either the defender to get in front of Ronaldo himself to say, no, I'm taking this chance on. This is my ball coming to me. And it was going straight to his head.
Yes, and not very often you see Ronaldo get as annoyed and as angry as he did there with that chance either, Jack. And you can see why you can see why he was doing that as well. You can see what that chance would have meant to him if he'd have put it in the back of that net, and you can see how well he has played in this tournament. I know he's not got many goals yet, but his work rate was phenomenal. You can see it in the last game where he could have got a goal himself, but instead he laid it off to Bruno Fernandes, who took home the goal well in the last game as well. You can see how well the side has been in this tournament when Ronaldo has played, when he's been firing in this tournament so far. And this is what you get from Cristiano Ronaldo as a shot comes in a fantastic save from Mamardashvili there.
Yeah, once again, easy pickings from Mamardashvili. He's been fantastic in this tournament. But yeah, as you were mentioning about Ronaldo there, I think he's had to perhaps change up his game and his attitude a bit. You remember in the previous World Cup, he was eventually dropped by the final game in the knockout rounds, and I think he's had to try and build his place and his reputation back up inside the Portugal side. And for him, it's probably about being a bit more of a team player than he has been previously. I think, as you mentioned there, you've seen that in the last game, but still he's a goal scorer and he wanted desperately to try and get a goal at this tournament. He's not got one so far.
Yes, and he'll be hoping he can get one tonight, but if not, he'll have to wait till the knockout rounds and see who they come up against to see if they can score in the knockout rounds there, as well as we see Portugal just knocking the ball around well, looking to cause a few problems of their own now, despite being too not really much involved in the game in terms of keeping possession. It remains 1-0 Georgia's. Portugal try and come and get an equaliser through Yao Felix, cleared away and the shot is blocked there fantastically well by the Georgia defence. And this is what they can do. They can block off shots like that and cause a few problems. And this is what Georgia like to do and they can do. And you've seen it in some of the earlier rounds as well. Some of the good blocks that they've made Georgia, and the defensive work from their side as well has been nothing short of phenomenal in this game from Georgia. And you can see why they perform as well as they do in tournament football, Georgia, when they get there with how well they've started this game tonight. And you can see that from that as they win themselves yet another free kick, this time the number 17 there. The Otto Kveshkia is down, and you can see that Georgia are not frightened of going and attacking this Portugal side. They're really up for this game as well, and it's something that you like to see when you're expecting a team to win and we come up against them, the team that they who are expected to win, and then they perform like this. And as we've just seen the goal again, this is something that you love to see from an underdog performing as well as Georgia are doing right now. And I'm hoping, Jack, I've not made a curse on them there. They're going to cause quite a few problems.
Well, the thing is, it's incredible when you watch them that this is their first ever major tournament. They look so mature. They look so organised on the ball. They look like they've been doing this and they've been the kind of organised unit that you see in sort of major tournament in and major tournament out. But this is their first one. Some of these players, this is their first ever major tournament. If you didn't know anything about Georgian football, you wouldn't expect that. If you didn't know anything about the qualifiers, you wouldn't know that they didn't directly qualify. They had to qualify through the playoff rounds as well. Scotland and Spain finished ahead of them. Of course, as we know, Scotland are already out. But this Georgia team, they just looked so organised. The defensive skill on set there to block the shot from João Felix just a minute earlier just highlights exactly that. You know, they are such an organised unit. They've got a great goalkeeper. They've got attacking threats. I really do worry for any team that gets them in the next round and underestimates them if they do go through today.
Yes, absolutely, Jack. And this is something I do as well because you can see how well like you mentioned, Jack, how well organised they've been, not just in this game so far, but in the tournament as well, Georgia. And they like to cause a few teams a few problems, and doing here against Portugal, causing them a few problems, which is something that you love to see in this game. And not very often teams do that, and especially if you underestimate teams, you can get caught out. And I think that's what Portugal did early on, as the cross there from Diego Dallo is blocked as he tries to get Portugal back on level terms. But you can see Portugal underestimated, I think, early on, and that's how the early goal from Georgia came about, as Portugal just win a corner here, and some good play from Portugal to try and get back into this game. And it's something that they need to do here because Georgia are not going to lay down and let them just say, all right, you've got this game, we're going to let you turn up and just roll over us. We're not going to just turn up and we're just going to turn up and let you beat us here as a shot comes in, cross comes in from the left hand side for Portugal there, and they just cleared away. But like I was saying, Jack, Georgia, a lot of people and probably teams that are coming up against would have probably thought, oh, it's only Georgia, they're going to go all over for us. And that's what they've not done. They've not done it in the previous games, and they've not done it again tonight. And this is something that you love to see, as you see the effort go wide again into the side netting. But Georgia causing Portugal not just problems in attacking wise, but when they're defending against Portugal coming forward.
Yeah, and that was a really good chance there from Conchal, just at the back post, bounced it into the ground, side netting. Was there a shot pull in the box there? Ronaldo was certainly asking, so I think he's got a yellow card for that as well. You could see that there was an obvious shot pull there from the Georgia defender, but is that enough for a penalty kick? Well, it's going to go to the VAR. Certainly, I think they're going to have a look at it anyway.
Yes, and we're just looking at it here again, Jack, and I've seen them give him. It's one of those ones, Jack. I've seen them give him not just in the Premier League, but I've seen them given in some leagues across Europe as well, for those when I've watched like the Serie A, La Liga. Yep. But I was very, very surprised there that one was not given in the end from VAR, despite, as we mentioned, Jack, we've seen them being given.
Yeah, I think so. I think the more you look at it, the worse it gets. It is a proper shot pull as well. It's not as if the two of them are really tugging at each other's shots. It's a very obvious one from the Georgian centre-half. I believe that was Cassia there with the offence. But I think it's one of those ones, and I think it's been sort of a consistent in the tournament so far, mostly consistent in the tournament so far, where they're sticking to the referee's decision on the field, and VAR hasn't been intervening as much. I think if the referee spots that and gives it, it doesn't get overturned. But because the referee hasn't gave it, then I think the VAR is not going to intervene there.
Yes, I would have to agree there, Jack. I think, and with some of the decision makings, not just in this talk from VAR, some of the VAR decisions where they've not gone, say, the way people have thought, have been down to, and I don't really mean to criticise them that well, but down to the games where we've had English officials, so like Sir Anthony Taylor, and officials like that. That's where the problems on VAR have come in this tournament so far with VAR, and you can understand people's frustration who watch the Premier League week in, week out, like me and you do, Jack, with the officiating in England. And I know you watch some Scottish games as well, and I understand some of the VAR decisions up in Scotland are not that great either, which from some of the games I've watched and listened to as a shot comes in and just wide there from João Felix, again as Portugal press again. But as I was saying, Jack, some of the officiating in this game on VAR have done well. It's just when it's been English officials now where we've had a few controversies in the game.
Yeah, fair shot there from João Felix. I think Mamardashvili had it covered, but yeah, back to Troy, what you just said there about. I have noticed the pattern just exactly the same as you have. It seems to be English referees who seem to be having all the drama and all the problems with VAR so far in the competition. And I feel like, yeah, it is a bit of a UK thing. It's ironic that in Scotland, the only reason why it was ever brought in Scotland was so that Scottish referees could start refereeing on stages like the European Championship again, and not a single Scottish referee was picked. So it all feels like there was a bit of a waste of time even having VAR up in Scotland. It seems like a UK thing that we just can't seem to get it right in this country. But then you look at the European Championship and you look at how referees in other countries actually operate VAR, and it just seems so much more clear cut. It seems so much more efficient, and I scratch my head in thinking about how we can't implement that in England or even in Scotland.
Yeah, I can't understand it either, Jack. Especially when some of the officials go abroad, do some games, say in the Champions League, Europa League, and get it all spot on. But then when they come to doing games over in Europe and the big leagues in Europe, they seem to all on the biggest stage like the European Championships or World Cup, or World Cup, should I say, they seem to get it wrong, and I don't understand why that is. I'm not sure whether it's due to lack of help from the PGMOL in terms of learning them the game a bit more to get them prepared for the competitions that they're going to be in, or whether it's just a lack of incompetence from the match officials themselves who not really who normally do very well, but in this case not doing that well so far, and I don't know whether what it could be put down to, Jack, in my opinion, but we'll have to see what happens with this Georgia attack. Will try and cause a few problems again. Ball just kept in play, and they've done really well up against Pedro Neto there. Kirchvillier, the goal scorer, tries to get a player 1-2 with his stride partner. Kirchvillier again shot into the side net in there from Georgia, and it remains 1-0 to the Georgians, and that was a good bit of play again from Georgia, causing a few problems there, Jack Essen.
It was, but it all comes down from Pedro Neto up against, I believe that was Kakabadze on the right-hand side, just the corner flag. Pedro Neto thinks the ball is went out of play. He's looking away from it to look at the linesman to call for the throw-in, but it bounces off the corner flag, and then Kakabadze is able to try and advance it into the box. Kvaratskhelia there from a tight angle. I think he's really got to try and get that across the face of goal. The guy at the back post there for Georgia was screaming for the ball. He opts to go for the shot. Kvaratskhelia, he had a great finish earlier, but I think that's really been his tournament in a nutshell. Opportunities where he really should have been passing the ball, and he's tried to go for the extravagant, and I think that's a wasted chance there for Georgia.
Yeah, I think it's a wasted chance as well, Jack, and you can see the frustration on his teammates there when he had that shot as well. You can see how annoyed they were, and you noticed, and I've noticed it, Jack, from his teammates, how annoyed they were with that there, and you can understand why they were annoyed as well with when he took that shot on when there was nothing on, when the shooting opportunity wasn't on there, and it's very hard to see why they do that sort of thing. Sometimes you don't see players doing that, but today you have seen many players get annoyed. We saw Ronaldo get annoyed early on as well in the game, and he didn't normally get annoyed either. So something interesting to watch out for there. See Ronaldo's inside the penalty, and now Ronaldo shoots and is blocked behind for a corner, and remains 1-0 to Georgia. Still Czech Republic 0, Turkey 0 in the other game as well. We'll keep you up to date with that one as and when the goals go in. But Ronaldo there seeing another effort blocked out for a corner, and this is where Portugal could really cause a few problems from set pieces, especially if they can score from this one just before half time. As João Felix edge of the penalty area for number 15 there, will try to work a opening there, does João Neves. But now here come Georgia who can try and cause a few problems over on that far side. And Kvaratskhelia with a wonderful run. Diego Dello brings him down, well, legally, according to the referee. And it's a free kick to Georgia. Good run again from Napoli's Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, once again, Georgia catching him on the break. I thought Kachavedze there in the midfield. He had almost the run of it straight forward, but I just think he didn't think that he had the legs, so tried to pass it back to Kvaratskhelia just earlier before that. A great block there from Gavelsiani at the back to deny Ronaldo. It's been a really end-to-end game so far.
Yes, 1-0 Georgia lead as they will try and cause a few problems from this set piece as they've got men inside the penalty area. Comes in, heads towards goal, and he's just wide there from the number 15, I think he was, who was in there for Georgia, the right side of centre back, and he just couldn't direct his head on goal there, Jack.
Yeah, it doesn't even touch Gavelsiani's head, I don't think. And if it does, then it's going goalwards, and Costa is in some problems. He's shouting at his defenders, the Portuguese goalkeeper, to defend that better because it went all the way through it. And I think all it just needed was a Georgian touch there to get that in the back of the net.
Yes, absolutely, Jack. And it remains 1-0 to Georgia, and they're causing Portugal quite a lot of problems, that it must be said, in this game so far. And it's not very often you'd probably hear me say something like that in this game. And especially when you're watching a team like Portugal in action, you don't really see very often people saying Portugal not playing as well as they can do. And this is what's happening tonight so far. It remains Portugal who trail by a goal to nil. Kvaratskhelia with the goal early on in this game as they try to equalise to Portugal just before half time, as they will try and cause a few problems over on that right hand touchdown with Francis Conceição goes down. No free kick given in Georgia. Now will try and come away with possession as they will look to come forward. Now and out of the defence they will go as Portugal will try and get back in possession and back in numbers to try and cause Georgia a few problems when they try and come forward and try and block off any routes forward here as they're just trying to keep hold of the ball here. And here is Gavinsky. So then, yeah, gets the ball forward, and that's a good bit of movement here from Georgia just to keep hold of possession. And it's a free kick here, foul. It goes there on the number 22, Mika Kusa, who does well to win the free kick there, Jack.
Yeah, he does well to win that there. I think, just back to what you said earlier about Georgia, it's funny because Portugal have had 70% of the ball so far, but I just feel like Georgia have had the better of the chances in this game. Every time they've went forward, they've looked a lot more dangerous, a lot more clinical than what Portugal have. Portugal be wasteful on the ball, and you are starting to think perhaps they're just putting their foot off the gas a bit. They don't want to risk any injuries. They don't want to risk any yellow cards or red cards going into the next round. It certainly felt that way. But to be fair, credit to Georgia, I think they have, despite only having 30% of the ball, they've been a better team.
They have been the better team, and they've looked to cause problems every time they've gone forward, which is something that you love to see from Georgia. And not very often you say that about teams, that you love to see them causing opposition's problems, and it is something you love to see. Not very often teams such as Portugal have it. Normally they have it all their own way. Not very often you see them lose touch with the opposition and try and cause a few problems on that. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0 in this game here tonight. In the other game in Group F, it remains Czechia 0, Turkey 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary up 2, JB Sports, and focus on football for this game tonight. Russ Vernon is alongside Jack Essen for this game as we keep you bang up to date with this game this evening as we see the game unfold. Russ Vernon guiding you through the action as we watch Georgia in possession, try and come out here to Portugal now, and they have done well with Danilo up towards halfway it goes, and this is a good bit of movement. He's trying to get through there to Yao Neves, and he's just caught out in the end. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0, and Kvaratskhelia is down, caught underneath the chin there by Danilo, and you can see why he's gone down. He just caught under the chin, just bottom of the chin, on the mouth, I can see why it's gone down. It wasn't. It was intentional there from Dean Lowe, just trying to hold him off as he remains 1-0 to Georgia here, Jack.
Yeah, I think it was completely unintentional there from Danilo. Initially, I thought Kvaratskhelia making a bit of a meal of it there, but when you look at it again, yeah, he did take a bit of a nasty hit on the, I believe that might have been the jaw there, but good defending just on Portugal on the break again. That ball in towards João Felix. Casilla standing firm to block João Felix's run in towards the box and just staying the ball in towards Mamardashvili and goal. And again, just another good example of Georgia's real organised and structured defending in the first half.
Yes, absolutely, and it's really good to see us Portugal see a couple of players warming up. There's Bernardo Silva, one of the players warming up for Portugal out there. Also, Ruben Diaz as well of Manchester City. Two Man City players warming up there. You've got Bruno Fernandes on the bench as well. Jose Sarr, goalkeeper, could come, potentially may play a part in this game. Rui Patricio, Ingovo Kirashvili with the goal on 2 minutes. The difference between Georgia and Portugal in this game as we played 41 minutes here, and it's been a good game so far. And if I were to ask you, Jack, right in a couple of seconds' time, should I say? No, I'm about to say right now, but then I'll do it in a couple of seconds as Portugal will try and come away with possession here and try and get this ball forward. But while I'm going to the back, Willy Sagnol is the manager for Georgia. Roberto Martinez is the manager for Portugal. And who do you think would be the happier of the two sides? Because for me, when you look at it, yes, I know Portugal had a lot of possession, but you've yet to really do anything with it. You've yet to really cause problems for Mamardashvili in goal that often. Yes, they have had shots on target, but Georgia have looked dangerous and they've looked well organised. So, in my opinion, Jack, I'm not sure if you would agree. But I think you might do. Willy Sagnol will probably be the happier of the two managers here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He will be the happier of the two. But I think for Martinez, I don't think he'll be too frustrated with this. You know, it has been a bit of a lax performance, but I think that's kind of what Portugal need to do to try and break down the Georgia backline. As I said, they've got big games coming ahead. They are guaranteed to top this group. There's no reason to bust a gut in this game for Portugal, apart from perhaps pride or maybe a statement win. But apart from that, there's no reason for them to really go gun-ho in this game. They want to keep things conserved. And then even at that, I think if they can tire down Georgia in the later stages of the game, then that's where they're going to try and find any goals. But at the moment, I think it's just staying the course and, as I mentioned, hoping to try and break Georgia down in the second half as they start to tire.
Yes, absolutely. He's going to say Sao on that far side for Portugal as he tries to come forward into the penalty area. Conceição does well. Back it goes to João Felix. There's a penalty to João Palhinha. And that's just wide of the goal there. And João Palhinha going close there for Portugal. Not far wide in the end from João Palhinha. But this is a good bit of play again from Portugal. But just the finishing touch there. Always leaning back, always going wide of the target, but not that far wide. But João Palhinha going close again for Portugal. We're not really testing Mamardashvili in the goal.
Yeah, it's a good connection. Nice curl on it, but I think Mamardashvili once again has that covered pretty comfortably, the Georgian goalkeeper. Regardless of that, again, I think it's Portugal just understanding that if they want to score against Georgia, they need to take the Turkey approach and just go for the extravagant.
Yes, absolutely. Remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. Portugal are breaking in João Felix. Wonderful run, João Felix into Pedro Neto, edge of the penalty area. Neto goes down the edge of the box, and the referee is booking Pedro Neto here for diving. And we've always seen some players booked for diving in this competition. And I want to look at this again, Jackie, because I'm not sure if it is a dive. The referee's saying it is. Pedro Neto needs to move away here because he's already been booked. You don't want to get 2 yellow cards in quick succession. But have you look, with this contact there, Jack, you see this, he's left his leg there, and that should be have been a free kick. That's not a dive for me.
There is contact, but I think again it's just a case where when you look at it, and maybe it is just a case where you look at it in slow motion, but when you look at it in slow motion, it looks again like Pedro Neto is already going to ground. But I think even in the case where if there was no clear contact and it goes down, that should be given as a yellow card. But there is contact. I don't think it's enough for a foul. But at the same time, I don't exactly think it comes under simulation either. It's very strange that you see a booking like that in the edge of the area. Sometimes a player's trying to win a penalty, you might see a booking for that. So a bit of a strange one for the referee. But yeah, Pedro Neto, he's on a bit of a shaky peg now.
He is indeed. And João Neves just goes down there. And that's a free kick for Portugal. That's what they wanted, to get just a few moments to go, but was not given that in the end. There remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0. And can Portugal somehow in this game find a way back into it and get a goal, which their performances, in the last few minutes, Portugal, I think, deserves. A shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area, and Mamardashvili just saves well there, and it remains 1-0 Georgia.
Yeah, once again, a fierce shot there from João Felix. He's got that ability from range, but you're not beating Mamardashvili from there, that close to his goal. You know, as we keep mentioning this game, I think he's been one of the goalkeepers of the tournament so far. Mamardashvili in the two games, the opening game, particularly that game against the Czech Republic, he was easily by far the man of the match, and it's going to take something special to try and beat him.
Yes, it is, and when you look at this performance today, Jack, you can see how well he has played, and can see why he's a big part of the Georgia setup with some of the good saves he's made so far in this tournament, and some good saves he's made in this game so far as well. You can understand why some teams would prefer not to play Georgia, especially not just because of the outfield players, but for the players both from Mamardashvili in goal as well. As it's 1-0 to Georgia into the last 30 seconds of the 2 added minutes, and we've played 1.5 minutes already. Georgia 1, Portugal 0 is the scoreline, as Pedro Neto will take this corner kick in towards the penalty area. Mamardashvili punches it away as it almost crept in at the near post there. There's Conceição heads it away, and now Portugal will try and attack down the line as Conceição just keeps on the possession, and that's good play there from Kucharevishvili as he will try and fetch this ball away. As it remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0, as Portugal just slide in to keep on the possession, and they will try and come forward together into. There goes the half-time whistle at the end of this first half, and Georgia lead by a goal to 0. We are hearing coming up towards the end of the first half between Czech Republic and Turkey in this game. It's 3 minutes of stoppage time in this game, and I can tell you that in the Czech Republic game there has been a red card in that match, which has seen Antonin Barak shown a second yellow card for Czech Republic, and is down to 10 men in that game. It's coming up towards the end of the first half there as well. But while we're waiting for the confirmation of the first half scoreline in that game, let's bring Jack Hesson in to tell us his thoughts on that first half between Georgia and Portugal, where Georgia lead by a goal to 0. Jack.
Yeah, well, quickly, just as we were bigging up Mamardashvili there at the very end of the half, he almost gets caught out from a direct corner into the goal, but to be fair, he was quick to react and get the punch away. I think it's been a really interesting first half so far. Georgia getting that goal really early, I think, set the tone for both sides. Portugal then realising, listen, we're through, we are going to finish top of this group. How much effort do we really need to put into this game? Can we tire Georgia down going into the second half? But for Georgia, they are throwing everything at it to try and hold on to this victory. They are showing what they showed in the first game and the second game, that they are an organised defensive unit. They've got, I think, talent throughout the pitch, and as we mentioned as well, going forward, they have looked, despite having about 30% possession in the game, they have looked like the better team going forward, and I'd say on a whole they probably had the better of the chances in the game in the first half. Really interesting game, and yep, hoping for saving the second half.
Yes, absolutely. Almost getting, just getting where it could be half time, around about any time now in the Czech Republic against Turkey game, where it is still Czechia 0, Turkey 0, and that's half time there as well. Nicholas Jones just brings us up to date with that one. That is Czechia 0, Turkey 0 at half time in that game. There's also half time in our game between Georgia and Portugal, which sees Georgia lead by a goal. So myself and Jack will be back in about 15 minutes' time for the second half coverage of Georgia against Portugal. Welcome back to the coverage of the game between Georgia and Portugal. Russ Vernon alongside Jack Essendon has been a substitution in this game at half time. Coming off is number 6, João Pelinha of Portugal, and taking his place is Ruben Neves, who comes on in his place. That's the only change at half time in this game, and we'll run you through the sides again in just a moment or two. We're just waiting to hear and get underway in the second half, where it is still 1-0 to Georgia. We'll get also Jack Essendon on what Portugal need to do better at in the second half. But let me just run you through the sides as it is at half time. So it's as it starts the second half, it's Georgia will get us underway. It's Mamedashvili in goal, Gavinskia, Kasia, Devale, Kakabadze, Chakovetsa, Kucherashvili, Kitishvili, Luka Lushavilia, Mintakusti Adia, and Kavishia Kaskilia. For Georgia, for Portugal is Diego Costa, Antonio Silva, Danilo, Gonzalo Insignao, Dallo Neves, Ruben Neves, João Neves, Neto, Conceição, Ronaldo, and João Felix. And Portugal back in possession of the others is João Felix. We're going to play for Cristiano Ronaldo, João Felix again. And one on that far side as we look here, as Portugal try and come forward early on here. Ruben Neves trying to win the ball back early on here as this ball down well, and here comes Portugal again. Edge of the penalty area it goes. Can they tee up a shot here? Conceição goes for goal and it's deflected just wide. And it will be a corner kick then to Portugal. And good start to the second half from Portugal there. We'll get the thoughts of Jack Kesson in a moment as we see this shot again from Francais Conceição, who sees the shot deflected just behind him. It remains Georgia 1, Portugal 0, and it's the number 18 who's about to tear this corner, which is Ruben Neves, who's on in his place as the corner comes in towards the penalty area, breaks away. So there for Cristiano Ronaldo, the shot is just deflected over. Down for yet another Portugal corner, and good start to the second half from Portugal, Jack Essendon.
Yeah, really lively start there for Portugal, and again a beautiful ball in from substitute Ruben Neves there. Almost catches out, but again heroic defending right on the line there by, I believe that was Diwali, the left wing back, right in front of the goal, loops it over. It's destined for goal for Ronaldo, and it's going to be another corner.
Yes, corner whipped in low this time, in towards the penalty, and it's just stabbed wide this time from Danilo. And Portugal causing a few problems inside the penalty area. Saw the second half, and Danilo just stabbed it wide. He appealed for a corner, but definitely came off him. He was appealing for a ball inside there, off the captain, Kasia. And then we're just looking at this again. He does strike his arm and his hand. A VAR checking this for potential penalty here. They did, but the check is over very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Not given there. And Jack Essendon will get your thoughts on that in a moment, whether you thought that should have been a penalty or not, as Portugal are coming forward again over on that far side as they try and come forward here. Pedro Neto's got men in support if he wants to use them, and it's down the line he goes here. Come João Felix, there's a penalty for Ruben Neves, and Neves loses out here, and it's a free kick the way of Portugal. It's no player goes on as he went, but Neves went down, and now Georgia can try and come away with possession, and they'll look to cause them a few problems here. Will Georgia in the second half as we try and bring in more goals in this game and some goals in the other game as well. The second half on Czech Republic Turkey will get underway very, very shortly. Georgia 1, Portugal 0 in this game. We'll keep you up to date with Czechia against Turkey in the second half of that game today. We can tell you that we will be bringing you some round of 16 matches coming up this weekend. We'll tell you what they are just before we do finish tonight. But if we don't have time, who's doing the commentary on those games, as well as we will. I can tell you that we're on Saturday we will have the Germany game against Denmark with Paul James for that one, and we'll have the England game with Nicholas Jones, and also we'll have Paul. I think Paul James will be on that game as well for the England game coming up this weekend as well. We'll confirm that to you in just a moment or two. Who will be bringing you commentary on that game for the T7 winning games else. Because Portugal, Kashfilia with a shot. The team effort this time though, as Kashfilia almost made it 2-0 there, Jack Hesson.
Oh, he's got to do better there, I think, to be fair. The ball bounces right in front of him. He tries to, I think, take it first time with a clean strike, and the bounce just stops it from getting away. But I think he's got enough time in the middle there to take a touch.
As a shot comes in towards the penalty area, he goes all the way through. There's a cross-come shot in the end from Portugal, and he goes wide. As we just look at this ball again over the top, Kashfilia gets good ball in. Just didn't get away properly in the end. Kashfilia, and he really now went there in there. Just to let you know what we've got this weekend, we've got Germany, Denmark with Paul James. Then that's on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. On Sunday at 5 o'clock, we've got England against third in Group D or Group E. And as it stands, we are taking on, or should I say, England are taking on Slovakia. Don't give any we's or us out there at this moment in time as we watch this game, especially since we've got a Scotsman alongside me who's not happy that they've not gone through even to the next round. But sorry to bring that up again there, Jack Essen alongside us. We'll also bring you coverage with Paul James and Mike Oneman on Portugal against the third place team from either Group A or Group C. Romania have gone through and they'll play third in Group C or Group D. Austria will play the winners up in Group F this evening, which, as it stands, I can tell you who that they will be playing in the next round. Austria, they will play the third place team in this group tonight, and I can tell you that as it stands, this is who the round of 16 will be, and in that game, and to tell you, it will be, as things stand, it will be, a runners-up will be Turkey, who Austria will play in the round of 16, and we'll keep you up to date with that one as and when a goal goes in with Nicholas Jones. And we can tell you that there's been a goal in the game who has taken the lead in that one. Laying no confirmation of who scored that goal shortly, but Turkey have taken the lead against Czechia in that game. We'll keep you up to date with who scored the goal in just a moment in that game, and we will bring you that any second now as here comes Georgia, who can try and come forward. And there's a yellow card here in this game, and that yellow card goes to the substitute Ruben Neves of Portugal, who picks up a yellow card there. The substitute goes into the referee's noble there, and that is his first booking of the tournament for Ruben Neves, the former Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder, who goes into the referee's notebook there, and a yellow card for the former Wolves man.
And I still can't believe, by the way, he's only 27 years of age, Ruben Neves. I feel like he's been about for that long.
Yes, absolutely is. George almost made it 2-0 there. Kashfilia was inside the penalty just as the ball flashed across, just hit him, but just come back direct towards scorers. Georgia look for a penalty. The referee says no, as the number 14 there of Georgia went down inside the penalty area. That is the number 14 is Voshvilia, and he's not being given a penalty there as here comes the number 26, Francis Conceição, who can come forward here for Portugal and try and cause a few problems as the ball is inside the penalty area. Remains 1-0 Georgia in this game tonight, and a shot comes in and just wide from the posts there, and that is not far wide from Diego Dallo, the Manchester United man, and he let fly there, and he just went not far wide in the end. Fantastic save
Saves
from
it.
Mamardashvili. I didn't realise he got touched it
Wow.
on initially, but fantastic save, Jack.
Yeah, incredible save. As we kept mentioning, it's going to take a moment of magic to beat Imam Valley in goals. And yeah, an incredible save. And the Georgian players are round the referee at the moment.
Yes, and they're checking for a potential
Yep.
penalty for Georgia, I can tell you, for that earlier challenge there on the number 14, Lushoshvilia. And the referee, what is the
I think that's
official
going to be
screen? He's
given.
looking here and he's going across to the monitor here. So we know what, Jack, every time
Yep.
they go across to the monitor, we know what normally gets given.
No, I think that's got to be given there. There's no. At first, I seen it and I thought, well, he's not won the ball there. So if he's not won the ball, then surely you're going to then book him for diving, like they did in the first half with Pedro Neto. It's in the box, it goes down, but obviously the referees perhaps had in mind that that could have potentially been a penalty. Let the play run through, and yeah, I think it's a very depth touch there from the Portuguese centre half, but I think that's going to be given, and it has been.
Yes, a penalty kick then to Georgia. And Georgia could have a chance now to go 2-0 up in this game. And what a turn up for the Bucks if that is to happen. And we can tell you that is the goal scorer in the game is Canaloglu there, who scored for Turkey on 51 minutes to give Turkey the 1-0 lead, as we have got a penalty kick here to Georgia in this game. Georgia will have a chance now to double their lead here, and it looks like it's going to be. We're just checking something else here now. What's we are checking here for now?
Could have been an offside in the build-up, perhaps. It's the only thing that I could think of. I think maybe it was just a quick pause. I don't know. Nothing's came up yet on any of the screens to tell us if anything else is being checked. So I think it was just a quick pause from the referees. No need to panic for the Georgians at the moment.
Yes, as a penalty will be given, and it has been given and will be taken here. And it's going to be the number 22, Georgia's Nika Tuska. Nika Azza. Can he score to send Georgia into a 2-0 lead here? He steps up and he puts it into the bottom corner. Diego Costa dived the right way, but he couldn't keep it out, and Georgia have a 2-goal lead now. And this could be a long way back for Portugal in this game, but they won't care. They're already through, and Georgia are 2-0 up and currently sitting in third place in the Group F standings right now. Jack Kesson, what a penalty.
Ross, what a penalty. The goalkeeper goes the right way. It's right down, drilled into the goalkeeper's bottom left-hand side. So even if he goes the right way, I don't think there's any stopping that from Diego Costa. It's the third goal of the tournament for Mikatadze now as the bottom left-hand corner. That is beautiful. There's no chance of Diego Costa getting to the ball there. Perfect penalty, and it was needed to beat the goalkeeper there because, as we said, he goes the right way. He makes a good dive on it, but it didn't matter anyway.
Yes, and just as we've seen that penalty replay again, we're just getting a shot here of the Turkey goal, and just looking here now, and what a finish that were from Chanaloglu in the Turkey games to give them the lead against Czech Republic tonight. But what a story we've got here, Jack. Georgia 2-0 up now, but Turkey 1-0 up in the other game as well, which will see Czech Republic leave the tournament bottom of Group F, when you would have probably thought at the beginning of the tournament that they and Portugal would have been the ones that would have gone through.
Yeah, I like that finish from Çalhanoğlu there. He's, again, another player who was quite quiet in the opening two games, a bit like Kvaratskhelia. He's a star player for Turkey in that team. I believe he's the national captain as well. So really good finish there, and for him to get a mark on this tournament going into the last 16. But yeah, I think, going into the tournament, really, how many people expected this of Georgia so far? But on the whole, I would say over all of the games I've watched in this particular group, it's these three who have deserved to go through: Portugal, Turkey, and at the moment, Georgia as well.
Yes, absolutely. Georgia 2-0 up against Portugal in this game, and looking comfortable as well, you'd have to say, as they look to try and cause a few problems. And Jack, I envy your job later, because with some of these Georgian players who have performed absolutely fantastically in this game, you'll be having the opportunity later on to choose one of them potentially, or it could be a Portuguese player. Well, who knows? But it could be a Georgia player, and who knows which that will be either. You will have the opportunity to choose a player of the match later on, and I envy your choice there, because you've got quite an odd choice there for player of the match, in my opinion. I don't know what would you reckon about that, but that's going to be coming up later on in around about what 25 minutes or so, when we'll ask for your player of the match. Jack, boys, some good performances on show from Georgia so far. It could be a tough one for you to choose from here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start thinking about that from now on in. So if I'm a bit quiet from now on, it's because I'm thinking about who I'm exactly going to pick here, because there's just so many performances defensively. In goals, Mamardashvili. Up front, the two strikers, Kvaratskhelia and Makatutsi, both getting goals in this game now. A really solid performance from all the line in the midfield. I think you could pick any player. I might just even shut my eyes and pick one player, and you would probably say, yeah, they deserve to be man of the match, because Georgia so far have been absolutely flawless.
They have indeed, and what a game it will be as we see Georgia with this scoreline here from Georgia. We'll see England potentially and put England on course to face Slovakia in the round of 16 and knock the Netherlands, which would be a turn up for the books. Here's Kashvilia inside the penalty, still going. Going to make it 3-0 here. Going one way, then the other. Goes down. No penalty kick given this time. Play continues as Georgia win the ball back, and Georgia will look to cause a few problems in the next round should they get through, as that pass is poor and wayward in how to play for a throw there. But England on course to face Slovakia. Will either man have faced the Netherlands at one stage, but England will likely to face Slovakia in the next round as things stand in this moment in time. It'll be Portugal finishes top, Turkey in second, Georgia third, Czech Republic bottom as things stand right now as we watch this game unfold. As the number 14 for Georgia, Lukashvili, is going to have to receive a bit of treatment on the field of play, so Georgia temporarily down to 10 men. I must say, congratulations to Phil Foden and his wife, or partner Rebecca, Rebecca's about to have their third child. So Phil Foden has returned to England for this moment in time. We do expect him to return back to the England camp out in Germany before Sunday's game, which, as I mentioned, as it stands, is against Slovakia on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock. And you can hear that on the commentary with Nicholas Jones, and Nicholas Jones will be joined by Paul James in the commentary booth for that one. Make sure you tune into those two. Those two, I would have to say, those two people there, I'm not just saying that because they're my colleagues, but I listened to some of their stuff that they do. I listened to Nicholas's commentary last night on the England game, and despite it being 0-0, I thought a really good commentary from Nicholas last night, and he's done a really good commentary on England games so far this tournament, and Paul's done some really good commentaries on the Germany matches as well. But those two will be covering the England game against, as it stands right now, Slovakia in the round of 16, as England will play on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock in the early kickoff on Friday. We'll give you the round of 16 fixtures just before we do leave as well. As it's Georgia about to make a substitution. Coming off the field is number 14, Luka Lashvolia, who's just went down injured a few moments ago, and on in his place comes number 21, Georgi Tishvilia, who has come on now, and you have to say some fantastic performance from him in the back line. He's done a really good job, Luka Lashvilia, and he's performed really, really well, and he's looked to cause quite a few problems for Georgia moving forward as we look to see how this game pans out for the remainder of this game. Georgia 2, Portugal 0. If you just join us here on the commentary 2, JB Sports, focus on football, and my personal Twitch channel as well, RussPVenom _92. If you want to get in contact and are listening right now, feel free to do so. Tweet us. Commentary Live 1 is the place to tweet us. That'll come through directly to me. Or if you listen on any of those channels, so I'll run you through those channels again. The Commentary Hub, Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, focus on must be Vernon underscore 92. Then you can hear, then you can get in contact on any of those chat room chats that are available where you're listening from, and you can get in contact with us, and we'll be able to keep you bang up to date with that and give you your thoughts out. If you are going to get involved, keep it clean, keep it PG. We are a family friendly show, is it? And we're not past the Opus 9 watershed yet, but even if we were, still keep it clean and PG, please. And if you want to get your thoughts on the England game from last night and let Nicholas know what you thought of his commentary last night, feel free to do that as well by the same methods as well. And you can tweet Nicholas as well and give him some feedback on his coverage so far as well. If you want to, just go to our Twitter feed and you'll see Nicholas's angle on there as Portugal make a double substitution now, and coming off is Cristiano Ronaldo and Antonio Silva, double change there, and on in their place is Gonzalo Ramos and Nelson Semedo, as we see Kashvilia again just charge away, and he's looked good there. Ronaldo not really going into the game much today. You can understand why Roberto Martinez is taking him off. Ronaldo's not happy. Looks like he kicked something there as he went off, and he's not happy. I think probably with his performance more than the fact that he's just been substituted there as a free kick has been given for a foul on there as a free kick to Portugal. If they've taken quickly and they want to go with this game quickly, don't want to hang about, don't want to faff about either, as they will try, and going forward it remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0. As it stands, the Czech Republic are heading out of the competition in this tournament at the group stage this time around, as a shot will come in from the edge of the penalty area, and that is over the bar from Francis Conceição, as Portugal will try and get back into this game. But so far, Jack, no real goal-mouth chances for Portugal, and that's down to the fantastic brilliance of the defending from Georgia this evening.
Yeah, they've really been limited with any clear-cut chances. As I say, probably the best chances that they've had have been mostly outside the box. That there from the Portuguese midfielder was a complete pot shot way over the bar. And I think it just about sums up Portugal in the attack this afternoon. They've just taken off Ronaldo, as you mentioned there. He did not look too happy, perhaps about his performance, but also perhaps about being taken off. He's still not got a goal in this tournament yet. That will be eating away at him going into the next round. And it's interesting for Portugal because obviously they won the first two games. They won them convincingly. Perhaps a lot of people expected that maybe that Turkey could pull off a bit of a shock after the impressive performance in the first game. And they've looked slack in this game. I know it means a lot more, and Georgia probably wanted to win this game more so far. But this could potentially be worrying for Portugal going into the last 16, this performance.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a fantastic piece of defensive play once again there by Rashid Dybala there, and he did well up against Nelson Semedo, just pulled the ball out for a corner, which Ruben Neves takes short to Conceição, and he delivers a crossing towards the penalty, edge go up and away. The shot comes in, and that should be a free kick, and that could potentially be a yellow card there for the Portuguese man there for that over who whacked the Georgian player on the back of the head trying to go for the ball. And I've seen some referees would have bugged that players for that there, and we're waiting to get confirmation if there has been a goal in the other game. We are hearing there is a goal in the other game to tell you about now, and Czechia have levelled the scores against Turkey. Czechia 1, Turkey 1 in that game, and the goal scorer is Thomas Souček. We are hearing it is under VAR review at this moment in time for the goal from Thomas Souček, but we will get confirmation shortly if that goal does stand from our man watching that game for his Nicholas Jones. He's finding us up with updates on that one, as we've just seen the goals from Georgia again in this game. VAR are checking that goal there as we see this game. And just a bit of news regarding the Georgia game, and the Georgia player who got that second goal, Georgia's Mikasu. He is currently the top scorer of Euro 2024 with 3 goals, 1 per game. He also counts 1 assist for Georgia in the competition so far. And according to reports, which I'm just getting in here from right now, he's set to decide his club future soon, so he could be on for a move and potentially may see him in some of the top leagues, depending who comes in for him and whoever's in for him already in this game. As we see Portugal with Francais Conceição coming forward down the right hand side, and we can keep the ball moving forward. It remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0. As we see if Portugal can get something from this, as they're just keeping the ball and just knocks it around well, just making sure they look to come forward. As the ball is worked into Diego Dallo. Dallo just drops it out to this near side, and there is Conceição again. It's Osman on the other side. He crossing towards the penalty area. Heads to go up and away, and helped out away here now. The ball is lashed forward there, and back it comes with Portugal again as they try to come forward. Voracek is over, I'm being told, and I can tell that the goal does stand for Czechia. They are now drawn level against Turkey. It is 1-1 between Czechia and Turkey in that game in Group F. As right here on the channel, it is currently Georgia 2, Georgia 2, Portugal 0. Myself, Russ Vernon, alongside Jack Essen with the goal there, as we keep you bang up to date with that one. Today remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0, and Czechia 1, Turkey 1. So as it stands right now, I can give you the latest on the tables in this group and let you know how it stands right now, which sides are going through to the next round. As we'll do that in a moment, as Nelson Semedo can fetch his ball forward for Portugal as a cross comes in towards the penalty and is cleared away, and they will look to try a breakaway now. And this is a good break on here in Georgia. They're charging the way forward on that far side. A shot comes in and just over the bar there from the number 10, and it was a well-worn move initially. Then Georgia Gaveshi, just sends a shot wide there, and that was a good bit of play from Georgia. Just couldn't find the final execution.
Yeah, what a chance there from Shakhtar Tazdi. Could have probably potentially got the ball across the face of goal. There was numbers just to his left hand side, but I think the temptation of a shot there was too much for him. 3-0 in this game would just be, you're getting into unbelievable historic territory if Georgia can get a third goal in this game.
Yes, absolutely. It's Danilo tries to fetch Portugal forward and try and help them back into the game, as they will look to come forward here. There's a foul here, and there's a free kick to Georgia here. Foul by Nelson Semedo. He's not happy with the linesman. Just as a quick word with the linesman here, Nelson Semedo. As we look here again, and for me, I can understand why if there's no foul there, as we see the shot again from Georgia Caravaggio there, and that just was a poor effort. But he's just going to free kick there against the right back Nelson Semedo there, Jack. I can't understand why he's getting it for, because for me, I can't see no foul in there.
That is just a poor dive that he's been rewarded for there. Nelson Semedo quite rightly angry about that. A very clear dive. I believe that was from Lasha Diwali there. There's just absolutely no need for that, especially in that area of the park.
Yes, absolutely. 72 minutes on the clock here. Georgia 2, Portugal 0 is the scoreline, as Georgia will get back in numbers as Portugal trying to come forward. Here's Danilo into the path of Diego Dallo, out wide on this right-hand side to Francis Conceição, 3 yards in from the touchline. Tries to get the ball in towards the penalty area, and it's cut off there. But Dallo wins the ball back, plays it forward, and gets it back there. Just Diego Dallo. That's good 1-2 between him and Nelson Semedo. And now Portugal going over on that far side, and they can come forward here with Pedro Neto. Delivers a cross in towards the penalty area. Long it goes to the far side. Here is Conceição. Can he enter the penalty area? He can. Can he get the ball inside the penalty area? He can this time. Ross comes in as a comfortable catch in the end, and Georgia, the goalkeeper there, Mamardashvili, just falls on the ball and makes sure nothing else can happen inside his penalty area there, Jack Esson. Good bit
Yeah,
of goalkeeping.
it's a comfortable catch, but I mean, how often do you just see goalkeepers not even attempting to go for that ball in the box? But again, we keep ringing all the praises on Mama Dash Valley at the moment. You know, he reads that so well, and he catches the ball so comfortably, relatively easy, makes it look easy, but so many keepers shy away from throwing themselves and trying to get the ball in that kind of danger area.
Yes, as Pedro Neto is the latest Portuguese player to get to rest here, and on in his place comes Diogo Jota of Liverpool, who would play under new manager next season as Mateus Nunes. There's another player who's about to come on here for Portugal, and the man going off in place of Mateus Nunes here is, we get confirmation of who that is now, is number 15 who's coming off, and that is João Neves or Mateus Nunes. And with those substitutions there, are you surprised with any of those changes, especially taking João Neves off there, or not?
Not particularly. No, I think he's just trying to change up the team a little bit. He's trying to get some fresh legs on the park. There is no need, and it might sound quite negative and especially from a quite attacking, forward-thinking coach like Roberto Martinez. There's still no need for them to throw any caution to the wind in this game, take any massive risks. They are finishing top of this group. The last thing they need is an injury to a key player or a player getting suspended for the next round. They've came up against a Georgia team who quite simply have wanted it more this evening because they needed it more.
Yes, there's substitution here for Georgia sees number 15, Georgia Shane, coming off here, and he's replaced by the number 5 of Georgia, which is Solomon Gavashkilia, who's coming on here. If he gets booked in this game, now he's just come on, he will miss the next round should he get booked today. As it remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0. If you just join us here, 76 minutes on the clock it is, and it remains 2-0 here to Georgia, and they will look to cause more problems against Portugal before the end of this night is up. And you can see why they do that, as Portugal will try and break out, and we can see here there's a lot of the pressing that they're doing here is second to none from Georgia. They not letting Portugal have the possession and have the chances that they would normally have, which is good to see. You don't want to see teams rolling over for oppositions, and Georgia have not rolled over for Portugal. Anyone before the game would have probably thought if Portugal win in this group was going to happen, but obviously they trail by 2 goals still, and I can't really say it's been a poor side from Portugal, because most of these players, your likes of Ronaldo's, Diego Costa, João Felix, Conceição have all featured in this tournament already this season. So it's not really a poor squad, and he's not lacking any real experience either to have the young lads through. As here comes number 7, Risha Karashvilia. Down the line, it goes into the path there of number 21 there for Georgia, and he wins a goal kick to Dashvilia, which is Oshu, and that's a good bit of play. He tried to find Mikasu there inside the penalty area, and that's cut out well by the number 13, Danilo there, as Portugal will see them try and probe again as the scorer of the first goal, Gavisha Karavishvilia, is across to this corner. Can he get the ball inside the penalty area and cause a number of problems on that Portuguese defence? As a corner whipped into the near post, headed away, is only as far as the goalkeeper here, which is Mamardashvili, who can clear the ball long, and he's gone downfield and he's bounced across and been brought down, and the referee says no, free kick on the edge of the box there, as Portugal will continue with possession and come forward to try and get a goal here to give them their fans something to cheer about, and a consolation goal in the group stage. A cross comes in and just flashes all the way wide, and then it remains Georgia 2, Poland 0. Not Poland, sorry, Portugal, sorry. Don't know where I got Poland from. I watched them yesterday. Don't know why I mentioned Poland there, and I think he's deceived us playing me, because at the start of the game, and I can tell you the start of this game, it was 29 degrees Celsius here, 45 degrees humidity, percent humidity, 29 degrees here with a clear night, and it has been warm today and around the arena Al Schalke in Gelsenkirchen, being very, very warm here tonight. This is where England will be playing on Sunday in their game, and as it stands right now, it will be Slovakia who England will be facing in the round of 16. As the ball is working towards a penalty, and Diego Jota just can't take it in his stride, and is behind here for a goal, a corner kick into Portugal. You see the incident just cleared away there. As he's going to be the number 18, the substitute Ruben Neves, to take this corner kick then, and we'll be looking to cause a few problems here as well, as the corner comes in, edged up and away towards the edge of the penalty area. Semedo with the shot, he's bounced up into the air, and Portugal can't keep the ball in play, as we see Georgia 2, Portugal 0, as Georgia will make a double substitution, and one of the players coming on is telling the other to just calm it down a little bit here, as this, the number 10, Georgie Kavastia, is being replaced by, and Villiers is also coming off as well. We're surprised by those two substitutions. Himself personally coming on is number 20, Anzo Nuragashvili, is taking over for one of the players here, and the second one coming on is number 9, Zerkia Davitsi Vatshilia here, and fantastic bit of work here, and Georgia lead by 2-0 in this game, and it's something that you would never, if you asked me this morning when I said I'm doing the Georgia-Portugal game, and you asked me this morning for a prediction what I would have gone for, and I said Portugal were going to win, but you can't take that for guarantees in football, because anything can happen, and that's what's happened tonight. It remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0 in this game, as we watch on towards the end of this game. Russ Finnan alongside Jack Essen for this match today, as Portugal will try and come forward on that far side, but giving the ball away, and they've won the ball back unfairly according to the match referees. Some of the Czech Republic players and fans didn't think so, as here comes Nelson Semedo into a good bit of movement there from Portugal, just keeping on the possession. Diego Dallo back there helping out, and here's Dallo once more, as he's come to help out with the width and also help the centre-backs out in training, and potentially some on match days as well before training for the game, as well, as we see they're throwing here to Portugal, I believe. The referee is giving it that way, but it looked as though it should have been the way of the visitors here, Portugal, but the referee gave it the opposite way, so you've got to go on with it, and go with it. They do, as the ball is played forward. They've controlled well. They're by the number 14, and this is good play this from Portugal, just to keep hold of possession and try and cause a few problems for themselves, as we saw there. There's a throw into Georgia, and this is good movement here. You can see how well they have performed tonight, and you can see any minute now we will be getting the play of the match. And as a shot comes in and just over the ball, watched it all the way, dig Mamadashvili. He watched it all the way, and he went out for a goal kick here to Portugal. The Portugal champion Georgia, and it remains in the other game, remains locked at 1-1 in that game. Chanalulu opened the scoring, it was cancelled out by Thomas Souček's goal in that game, and it remains 2-0 Georgia as they're in possession right now, and they will look to try and cause a few problems as they look to come forward here. And this remains locked at 2-0. There's a free kick there by Jude Bellingham coming forward here now, and this is good movement here. But he's out of play for a throw, and there's a yellow card coming out here. Just trying to work out who's got that yellow card here. I think it is number 20 for Georgia who's picked up the yellow card here. And just have a look why, and this is, and yes, it was him, and it was for a cynical foul there. Anzor Mikavashvili into the yellow card book, and he will now miss the next round game should Georgia progress after picking up a yellow card this evening. He was one booking away from suspension there. The number 20 is a shot into the side netting comes, and it's still Georgia 2, Portugal 0, and that's another good chance there for Georgia to extend their lead. Jack Hesson.
Yeah, lovely bit of play there from the Georgia number 22 on the left-hand side. Gets the ball into the middle. There's a man in the middle for Georgia. Could have squared it for the third, but yeah, goes for the shot. You may as well, perhaps you could say you may as well at 2-0. I wouldn't say the game is 100% over yet, but Georgia, as I said, it's going to take a bit of magic for Portugal, or perhaps a horrendous mistake for Portugal now to get back into this game. It's been really impressive from the Georgians, especially defensively. I think as well, credit has to go to Willie Samuel, the manager. I noticed that back line three who have played really well today, the first two substitutions were two of that centre-half back line to try and counteract Portugal, looking to try and tire out the back three. And I think that's worked really effectively for them and has kept the defence fit for the duration of the 90 minutes. And again, probably kept the clean sheet as it stands so far.
Yes, 2-0 Georgia leaders. They will look to keep all of possession. They were trying to tell them to go into the corner. And Jack, if you've got the play in the match in mind, if you can send that over to the producer, Nicholas, who can keep us up, get ready first to put it up, so you can get ready first to put up on the screen in just a second. So if you can just put up that where in our chat between just the three of us today, we'll get that mentioned on air just after we go into stoppage time at the end of this game tonight. Georgia 2, Portugal 0 is the scoreline if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub. Commentary hub 2, JB Sports, focus on football. And this has been some good work, as there is the confirmation of Anzor Mikavashvili booking, and he will miss the next round match now after already being booked this evening, and remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0 in this game tonight as we get ready for this game. And I know I've just had a sneak peek before we give you our play of the match. Sure, I've just had a sneak peek of who Jack has gone for, and I must say, Jack, you must have got some good taste, mate, because if I was on Crow Comms, that's who I would have gone for as well. But we won't spoil it at the moment, as Portugal try and get back into the lead there. But that's good defensive play. Again, it is brilliant run from Semedo to try and keep on the ball out. Just trying to work out what number it was there for a moment or two. And Georgia consider throwing his Neveshvili just watching up against Ruben Neves. As we see that there as he gives a throw-in away there, does Portugal, as they'll try and come forward here now as when they get across in the can't often either out for a throw. And now Georgia, with 2 minutes to go, is taking it to the corner and getting it ready for this final few minutes of the game. It remains 2-0 to Georgia in this game, as it remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0, and is a fantastic game here. Is a really, really good performance from Georgia tonight, and we'll get your play of the match shortly. And what we'll say is that the player of the match for whichever side Jack's picked here, I must say they have played absolutely fantastic. I think I know who he's going for. I can telepathically I'm telepathically trying to guess who he's going for. Well, see if I'm right in a few moments' time as we will go that to get that in the moment as we see Georgia fans just getting behind their team still. There's the Portuguese fans. They know their side are already through to the next round of the competition. Georgia fans bouncing up and down. They're seeing their side be one of the big nations, one of the nations that are one of the favourites for the competition as Georgia take on Portugal in this game. It remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0 in this game as Georgia will try and hold on to this lead as possible. Try and come forward. There you go, Yotu trying to close it down and get on the end of it. And this is good goalkeeping there as the number 9, Gonzalo Ramos, tries to get through there. But good goalkeeping in the end from the Georgian goalkeeper, Mamardashvili, who read that situation well as they will try and come forward. And that's a good flick on there. Flicked on again. We're looking again. We enter now 4 additional minutes at the end of this second half and the end of this game as well. Georgia 2, Portugal 0, as he's Nelson Semedo. And as it stands right now, I can tell you that England will play Slovakia in the next round of the competition in Euro 2024 on Sunday afternoon. We'll keep you across that game and keep you updated with this match. It remains Georgia 2, Portugal 0. 5 o'clock kickoff will that be for England? You can hear it here on the commentary of 2GB Sports and focus on footballers. Portugal almost score with one of the last kicks of the game as Nelson Semedo going behind there, and that was well worked. And then Georgia 2, Portugal 0 is just gone, and Nelson Semedo there just couldn't connect with him right. Is that good piece of play defensively from Mamardashvili and also the defender there as well, Jack, as the ball goes through to Diego Costa.
Yeah, what a save there from Mamardashvili. He has to get down really low to get to it. It takes a bounce, but he still manages to get a strong enough glove to it. And not only that, but the rebound falls straight into one of his players who's able to sort of gently grasp it back to him. Once again, another incredible save in this game from who has been, I would say, the goalkeeper of the tournament so far, Mamardashvili.
Yes, Georgia 2-0 up against Portugal, which means as it stands, England will play Slovakia on Sunday in Gelsenkirchen, in this very stadium. Can England, where the start of the tournament in this very stadium, get a victory in that game on Sunday? It'll be a tough game against Slovakia as they did well to finish third in their group behind Romania and Belgium and knock out Uruguay. Portugal come close again. Ponce's out of the ball and no one in there to get an end of it, Jack Esson.
Yep, sums up their afternoon. They're starting to get chances now when it's too little too late, and someone's just got to get a foot out there. It goes all the way across the face of goal. I think Jota just takes a little flick. He tries to perhaps flick it with his left foot in towards the goal. Gonçalo Ramos almost gets there, but sums up Portugal's evening.
It does indeed, and is Czech Republic, as it stands, are heading out of the competition. They're still drawing 1 apiece in their game against Turkey. We'll be on air till that game finishes. We're in 6 additional minutes of stoppage time in that game there, and we'll keep you up to date with that one. We almost played 3 of the 4 added minutes here. We're into that final minute now. Portugal have a chance to get a consolation goal in, that's what it would only be, a consolation goal. Can Georgia hold out for a famous, not just only a famous win, but a famous clean sheet against Portugal to say they can keep, so when they go back to their families after being out here in the Euros, they can say they kept out Cristiano Ronaldo's there was another shot and a fantastic save from Amanashvili.
Yes, a fantastic save from Amadashvili, a bog standard save, to be honest. It is quite close to him. I think he's got to get a good connection on it, but nonetheless, still got to make the save and gets a good punch away on it as well.
Yes, Neves with the corner towards a penalty and it comes in and just goes over the bar in the end. He's gone out for yet another corner kick here to Portugal into the final few seconds of this game. This may be the last act of this game. Ruben Neves to take the corner here. Georgia with a famous victory over Portugal. Can they keep it out here? They can. They cleared it away. Edge of the penalty area. Portugal will try and come again. Down with Ruben Neves again. The referee's got whistle to lips. And it's there. It's all over. Georgia with a famous victory over Portugal. 2 goals in the second half. A goal in the first half and a goal in the second half in this game. And from Karashvili, Skotsky with the goals, and Georgia with a famous victory over Portugal. Portugal won't matter. They go through as group winners. And I'm hearing there could potentially be a late winner in the game between Czech Republic and Turkey. And I can tell you that it's Turkey that has snatched a last minute goal there, and it's them who've got a late winner in that game. We'll hear who's got that in just a moment, and whether that is the full-time score over there in a moment. And the 10 men of Czechia may have lost out and potentially get some word on who scored in just a moment. And I can tell you, after Georgia's victory over Portugal tonight, England will play Slovakia in Euro 2024 last 16, 5 p.m. on Sunday. Nicholas Jones and Paul James will be the men to guide you through the action there as we keep you updated with more live commentaries from Euro 2024 coming up here, and we can keep you up to date. And we're finally waiting to hear. We're just trying to work out here who's got the goal in this game for Turkey to get them through. We're just looking at the goal here now. The last few moments there, and Czech Republic losing in that game, and it was Czech Tosun, the former Everton and Crystal Palace striker, who got the goal for Turkey, and that was in the 94th minute. We are seeing celebrations here for Georgia, and we're seeing, and on our monitors we've got closing stages of the other game as well. We'll keep you updated with that. But while we're waiting for the full-time score to come through from the other game between Czechia and Turkey, let's bring in Jack Essen, who can talk to us about the game between Georgia and Portugal, and what a win it was, Jack, for Georgia tonight.
Yeah, and it's no more than, I think, what they've deserved, as we've talked about, in the face of how they've played in each game in the tournament. The first game were denied by 2 excellent goals from Turkey that, really broke down a resolute Georgia defence in the first game. And then, of course, that third goal came from Georgia, to their credit, trying to push as much as they can for the equaliser in that game, which they were so close to. Then against the Czech Republic, I thought they were the better team that game. Amadashvili with some excellent saves. They managed to get a draw in that game to set up this game here tonight, where it was just such an organised, such a clinical performance. The main chance in the game, the one for Kvaratskhelia, they took in the early stages to give themselves the early goal, which I think calmed things down for them, and for Portugal made them consider, the fact that they were going through anyway. So from their perspective, they perhaps took the foot off the gas a little bit, but taking absolutely nothing away from Georgia. They were excellent, I think, as they have been overall through games, and they more than deserve to go through.
We're getting pictures through from the other game now, and he's kicking off at the end of this.
Yep, another red card for somebody.
Looks like there could be a red card for somebody in the other match here as well. There was a fan of that came onto the pitch, and it's all kicking off here now. I'm trying to see so there's another red card being shown there as well. Not sure who's got a red card. He'll get confirmation who's being sent off here, but this is madness here.
Yeah, that was chaos. Whatever actually happened there, that was complete chaos at the end of the game. I believe that is full time in that game also, so that should mean that Turkey are through. Czechia are out in this game, and yeah, I actually have no idea who got red carded there. I believe it was a player from the Czech Republic that was red carded, and I don't know if the fan coming onto the pitch and the players looking like they were locking horns had any connection at all, or if they just happened simultaneously to each other, but I'm not even sure what the red card was for either there.
Yes, so the full-time scores in both of these matches now is finished. Georgia 2, Portugal 0, Czech Republic 1, Turkey 2. And so while we were just on the line now, let me just bring up the next round of fixtures then and tell you who faces who in the next round of the competition, and we'll see where things go from here. But this is what everybody has got here in the NDA now, so can go through and tell you who faces who in the next round. So on Saturday at 5 o'clock is Switzerland against Italy. At 8 o'clock, Germany against Denmark. Sunday at 5 o'clock, England against Slovakia. On Sunday at 8 o'clock, Spain against Georgia. On Monday at 5 o'clock, France against Belgium. On Monday at 8 o'clock is Portugal against Slovenia. On Tuesday at 6 o'clock is Romania against the Netherlands. And on Tuesday at 8 o'clock it is Austria against Turkey. The stadiums which they're going to be played in, just to run you through those quickly. Switzerland v Italy will take place at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. Germany against Denmark is being played at the Royal Stadion in Dortmund. England versus Slovakia will take place at the Arena Alfschalk in Gelsenkirchen, where it's a nice game where me and Jack have just been covering as being tonight. Spain against Georgia will take place in Cologne, there in the Energize Stadion, or the Cologne Stadium as it's been known as. In Dusseldorf is France against Belgium at the Neckarspiel Arena. In the Wild Stadion, Frankfurt will host Portugal against Slovenia. Allianz Arena in Munich will host Romania against the Netherlands. And in the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig is Austria against Turkey. There is the places and those who have gone through to the next round there. So, out of now the group stages have finished, and we know who's gone through, and we know who's played who in the next rounds. A quick question for you, Jack, right now, and I probably would have asked you this as well, even if Scotland would have still been in there. And I will ask you a couple of questions as well. We'll ask you why you chose Kirschvilla as who you gave player of the match to, and why you gave him player of the match, because we didn't get that there in a minute. So we'll ask you for that now. Who was your player of the match, and why did you give your player of the match to who you gave it to?
Yeah, as I said, it was a big decision to make because there was so many players that could have went to, but I think I had to give it to the opening goal scorer, Kvaratskhelia, the main man for Napoli and the main man for Georgia today. After a quiet first opening couple of games, didn't do much in those games. The one time that his country needed him one-on-one against Portugal to set the tone in this game, he delivered a beautiful finish at the bottom left-hand corner, caused problems in the counter-attack for Portugal, made them think twice about their possession. On the press, also, somewhere you don't really expect him to be good at. He was excellent on the press, as were so many players. I mean, I could give some honourable mentions. Cashier, the number 4 captain at centre-half, played an excellent game, as did Gavelsiani at centre-half, and Mamardashvili as well with some excellent saves. But really, I didn't think it was worth it for Mamardashvili because I didn't think Portugal actually troubled him enough to merit man of the match. So, in the end, I've got to give it to the goal scorer, Kvaratskhelia.
Yes, and a great choice as well. And when you put it through there, Jack, I thought you'd have probably gone for him. Not only did he take his goal well, but played well overall. There was a late red card for Thomas Chori for Czechia in the 98th minute, who was not on the pitch. The Victoria Pilsen man who was sent off. There was also a yellow card for Thomas Soychek as well, and also Gula for Arda Gula, the Real Madrid player for Turkey as well, also picked up the yellow card in the closing stage of their game side against the Czech Republic, Czechia. There as we. One question I want to ask you, Jack. We've now seen all the groups for the third and final times. We've seen who's gone through. Question for you, Jack. I don't think I've not asked anybody this just as of yet. Who's your pick to go on to win the competition from what you've seen so far in the competition?
I think it's difficult because there's been so many of the big hitters that I don't think have quite hit the heights in this tournament so far. The Netherlands kind of struggled through. Spain looked excellent in that first game, and of course they did get through against Italy as well, and then the draw in the final game. England, who I thought would have a good tournament going in, yes, he did top the group on 5 points. Didn't look particularly impressive in either 3 of the games. Germany started strong, got of course 2 wins and a draw against a very good Switzerland side. So I feel like all the big hitters haven't done as well as anyone has really expected. At the moment, I would still have to give it then to the hosts. I think Germany will be quite confident after their 2 wins, and as I said, a good draw against the Switzerland side in a game that didn't really mean much for either side as they were both going through at that point. They looked impressive, really impressive against Scotland, of course, in that 5-1 win. Impressive against Hungary in the 2-0 win. At the moment, I think you've got to give it to the host nation, and I think it probably could be at this point Germany.
Thank you very much there, Jack Essen. And I know one of our colleagues, Paul James, if he's listening right now, he'll be very pleased with what you just said there, as he not only works here and covers the majority of the German games, but he follows Germany as his national side, does Paul, and so he'll be happy to hear that what you've just given that there. So England will play Slovakia in the last 16 game in Gelsenkirchen on Sunday afternoon. Kick-off for that one is at 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. You can hear full match commentary on that one with Nicholas and Paul James. From myself, Russ Vernon, from Jack Essen, thank you very much for listening. And from all the team here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again soon. Take care. It's goodbye from me.